Hey guys, welcome back to another video where I'm giving out Wattpad writing advice. If you haven't listened to the first 2 episodes of the series, the link is posted in the description box below. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and jump right into today's topic, which is show versus tell when it comes to your writing. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to admit that I am very guilty when it comes to data dumping in my books. And by that I mean telling your character's entire life story within like the first chapter. The reader shouldn't be getting the full picture of what your character has had to go through in life at the very beginning of your book, unless it's like a prologue or something. All of that is supposed to slowly unfold the further you get into the story. It shouldn't be dropped on your head as the reader, in my opinion, at the very beginning of your book. Not only is that kind of boring to have to sit and read through, depending on the length, but it's also a little unnecessary, and you can end up rambling on for ages, which will eventually get you off track of what you're talking about. And if you're confused about what I'm trying to explain right now, I'm gonna read a little fake example of basically what I mean by data dumping. So, I grew up in a small town just outside of Bakersville, Kentucky. I had a good childhood. My parents worked in an office for a large company and made tons of money, so it was never an issue for us. My brother and I had to struggle for a meal growing up. We were very privileged, to say the least. Things went well for us for a while until a car accident took both of my parents away, leaving me to raise my brother all on my own. I had to drop out of high school and take up stripping just to make ends meet for us. Times were tough, and there were nights that I went without food, but we made it through. We made it, and now life couldn't be any better. I'm the manager of my own business, and my brother is head executive of his own company. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, you get the picture. So, all of that, like, we already know pretty much everything about your character just from that one paragraph. So when it comes to data dumping, you kind of want to stretch out that information, and as you're further getting through the story, reveal little pieces about your character's life bit by bit as you're going along. So like, here's another example of quote unquote being extra when it comes to writing and all this stuff. So here's the next example. My alarm clock woke me up just in time for me to get ready for school. I rolled out of bed and walked over to my bathroom, sighing heavily. I undressed and hopped in the shower, turning on the hot water, lathering up with soap that smelled of strawberries. I scrubbed my hair and body good, blah 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 blah. Okay, like, there's certain things that you just don't need to describe in full detail. Like, we all know how to take a shower, hopefully. So you shouldn't be spending 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs talking about basic activities. 1 to 2 sentences at most, in my opinion, again, this is all in my opinion, is more than enough. Now, going back to the whole data dumping / you shouldn't be giving away too much information about your character at the beginning of your story topic. In order to have the reader better understand who your main character is and where they came from, you need to, like I was saying earlier, casually drop subtle hints and clues, or those might not be the words that I'm looking for. Casual hints and clues throughout the story so that the reader can piece them all together themselves, getting an idea of who your character is, where they came from, yada yada yada, versus you going the easy route by dropping their entire life story, personality, what is it called, astrology sign, all of that, at the beginning of the story. As soon as they open the book, chapter 1, boom, here's the main character, here's all you need to know. So So basically, as another example, show the reader how Mr. Banks became a bad boy ladies man CEO. Like, what made him who he is today, and how did he become this way? Don't just tell us he's a bad boy ladies man CEO and move on. Like, show us. Does he date multiple women? Is he, like, you know, promiscuous? Are we seeing him with different women in every other chapter? What's going on in his life? How did he become who he is? So show us, but with your words. Hopefully I'm making some sense right now. And not to go too hard on this topic, because it literally took me years. I've been writing since like 2009. It has taken me years to stop doing this with my stories, because I always had the mentality that there was just no other way for me to get my MC or my main character's backstory out there without me data dumping and just giving all the information away at the beginning of my story. Like, I literally knew no other way to get their background across. So I did all this because it was easy, and because I got further into the story, or because as I got further into the story, I didn't have to explain why Susie's mom died or how she came up from rags to riches, because I had already gone over everything in the beginning when I gave everything away. So I see now how lazy that was, and I've since stopped doing it, kind of, sort of, not gonna lie. So the bottom line is, for this topic, show versus tell. And also, you need to remember that sometimes when it comes to writing, less is more. It's really that simple. Less is more. If you feel like your character or your characters has too much, what's the word? I don't know, inner monologue going on. Like if you're in first person and they're just talking, cut some of it out. If you feel like more of their backstory needs to be told at a certain point, okay, go ahead and do it. Honestly, it's, at the end of the day, it's really all about what works for you, what you're comfortable with, and what works for your readers. Because if anything that I learned from writing on Wattpad since 2012, a long time, if someone doesn't like something in your book, or they think your shit is boring, or this chapter is too long and they want your character to shut the hell up, they will not be afraid to tell you that. So yeah, and that's pretty much all that I have for this video. And because I feel like this topic is so large and could probably be better explained and clarified, I'm gonna link 2 videos in the description box by other people that I feel like you should check out if you found this topic either interesting or if you got confused by what I was trying to describe. So again, that's all for this video. Stay tuned for the next one. In it, I'll be talking about why it's good that you're consistent, or trying to stay consistent when it comes to updating your books online, even if you're starting out at 0 followers or 0 reads. And also, I'll be going over the effects of spamming other random strangers to read your books. That one should be obvious, but I'm gonna go over it anyway. So thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Let me know what other topics you'd like to see me cover as far as writing or anything writing on Wattpad goes. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.